Greetings my fellow Landorans, today I'll be diving into a ethical topic, the trolley problem. Now, imagine if you're faced with a choice that could save lives, but at a terrible cost. An uncontrollable trolley is heading towards 5 people tied to the tracks, and you have the option to pull a lever that will divert the trolley onto a side track, where only one person is tied. You see, this is a problem here. There is no option without letting someone die. If you don't pull the lever, you'll make the trolley run over the 5 people, leading them to their demise. But also, if you pull the lever and divert the trolley onto the side track, you'll still face the death of an individual. It's a dilemma with no easy option to choose. Now, I pose to you a question, fellow Landorans. Do you believe in order to save the 5 people it is really justified to take out one life? Now there are a few perspectives to the situation I explained. First, there is the utilitarian perspective, the idea of maximizing the welfare of the majority. This perspective believes in the greatest for the greatest number. It opts for the lever to be pulled to save the 5 lives in exchange for 1 life. The reasoning behind this perspective is that it would result in saving 5 lives at the cost of 1, therefore maximizing overall well-being and minimizing harm. Then there is the deontological perspective, the idea of expressing the inherent wrongness of killing someone regardless of saving lives, as some actions will always be morally forbidden, regardless of the outcome. The reasoning behind this perspective argues that actively causing harm, like pulling the lever, is different from allowing harm to occur, like letting the trolley continue on its path. A deontologist may believe that the best action is to do nothing, having the trolley to continue on its original path, even if that leads 5 people to their demise, because that is less morally problematic than actively killing someone. There are some variations of the trolley problem. For instance, the fat man scenario. Imagine that you are on a bridge over a train track, and an uncontrollable trolley is heading towards 5 people, and the only way to stop it is to push a very large person onto the tracks, killing him to save the 5 people. This is a twist to the regular trolley problem, given the fact you'll now have to directly push someone to death instead of pulling a lever to do it. This raises the question if it is still morally permitted to intentionally kill one person to save 5 lives, even though it's through direct action, rather than an indirect action. I pose to you another question, fellow Landorans. Would your answer change if you were given this variation of the trolley problem? Why? Now, I'm going to briefly touch upon some deeper philosophical questions that are related to the trolley problem. Firstly, what is the value of a single life versus multiple lives? We should start by analyzing this question, whether it is or not morally permitted for one to die in order to save others. Is each life equal in value? Does the quantity of lives outweigh the value of the individual? Secondly, is there a moral difference between causing harm and allowing harm to occur? From the trolley problems we see a dichotomy of direct and indirect actions. Is there a significant moral difference between these two actions? Are we more responsible for the harm we directly cause than the harm we fail to prevent? Lastly, do intentions matter more than consequences? The trolley problem forces us to think about whether the morality of an action is determined by the intended outcome, saving more lives, or the act itself directly causing someone's death. Does a good intention justify a harmful action? Are we accountable for the future consequences of our actions? There is no universally agreed upon solution to the trolley problem. It is supposed to be open-ended. Its purpose is not to find the right answer, but to be a valuable thought experiment exploring our moral intuitions and the different ethical frameworks we use to make decisions. And that brings us to the end of our lesson, fellow Landorans. Have any suggestions for more future topics? Shall we continue this as a series? Please leave your thoughts in the comment section for us. Your advice would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for listening. Farewell.